Hi, I'm Bob Weir. Another interview of People in the News in North Texas. My guest today is Councilman Sandeep Sharma, who is running for re-election to the Flower Mound Council in Place 2 in the May 2nd election, which is a 3-year term. I want to welcome you here, Councilman. I'll ask you in the beginning, what are the most significant achievements in your first term on the council?
So, Bob, as you know, I was elected in 2018, so in the last 2 years, I firmly believe we've made a lot of progress and achieved a lot, especially for the people that matter the most, the residents of the Flower Mound. And all the achievements I would say kind of include giving a lot of, and we can talk more about that as we go along, tax breaks to the people, making sure that we don't add more traffic to the streets, which are kind of concerned, making sure that we don't have too much density to the town, making sure that we also provide what the seniors have wanted in this town, and overall, I think we have done taken a lot of good steps in achieving what I thought I would want to achieve when I ran for the election.
And what would you want to achieve in the second term?
So second term, since we achieved everything, there's nothing left.
Yeah, there's nothing left to do. All right, thank you, folks.
No, really. There's a couple of things still I think that are remaining to be addressed. As I said, we've taken steps for making sure we don't add too much traffic, but then also there are a lot of intersections and points in the town that still have a traffic problem. Sure. So that is going to be one of the #1 points for me. To how to kind of make the traffic go faster through the intersections and on the streets. So traffic's going to be a major thing.
Okay, and I am going to address some of those as we go along. But what are you going to do about our property taxes? That's what everybody wants to know.
Yeah, I wish we had a magic wand. Having said that, in the last session, we actually worked really closely with the residents, with the staff, to give a tax break to residents. So in the last budget session, we gave 0.25% tax break in the property taxes.
All right, and what about the homestead tax exemption?
So that also actually takes effect. So there is a 2.5% homestead exemption that has been added for the residents. And if you actually take both, considering both the tax rate reduction and the homestead exemption, we kind of sort of come close to the effective tax rate.
Right.
Which I think is a great progress.
Yeah, would you please explain to folks what is the effective tax rate?
Sure. So we have a tax rate in town. The next year, let's say the property values go up. So property values going up means town collects more taxes, which means we can reduce the tax rate so that in effect we collect the same amount of money from the taxes. So that becomes the effective tax rate, which with the rising property values would be lower than what the tax rate was.
Okay, how about the removal of the senior housing overlay that was done?
Sure. So we had the senior overlay, which was actually, so it did some good. We got a couple of projects kind of approved through that for the seniors, and seniors have been asking for that. Right. So once we got those 2 projects approved, in addition to what we already have for seniors in the town, we felt, and I felt, that the time was done, that the town council had met the objective, that it didn't need the senior overlay anymore.
I see. All right, and you touched on traffic briefly. A lot of people complain about traffic in town, traffic jams for commuters and so forth. What can be done about that?
So that's a very tough solution. So especially considering that most of the town is growing westward. And we don't have too many roads going westward because of the lake and stuff. So one of the things that I've been proposing and going to be following up in the next year or so is, so one of the major intersections is Flower Mound Road and 2499. So the plan would be to kind of add a couple of more turn lanes in whatever direction that there's a need for, so we can get the traffic passing through it quickly. Right. And prevent the backup. So that's one area. The another area would be near 407 and 2499, where again traffic can accumulate, prevent the bottlenecks further down south in 2499. And we have made improvements on Morris Road to have the traffic flow smoother, adding improvements on the intersections and some turn lanes.
Okay, why was it important to reject the TERS for Lakeside?
Yes, that's a $1 million question, actually $25 million question.
25 million, okay, yeah.
So here's and this is very kind of there was a subjective opinion, but then there's an objective decision. Looking at the various options that were presented to the council in terms of no TERS, in terms of different percentages that kind of go towards the TERS. You look at those data, it was very evident that the town did not benefit from giving a TERS incentive over a no TERS incentive.
Right. Okay, tell us, if you will, something about the Cultural Arts Master Plan.
Sure. That one is something the way I feel that is a lot of people want that. I want it, but I don't want us to be like an also-ran in having a cultural arts center.
Right.
I think if we want to do something, we want to do something which is kind of looked up by the people in the metro area. So to that effect, and the city can only do so much. It means our funds are kind of limited. So this should have something. We perhaps should put together a nonprofit that engages with the residents, engages with the philanthropists, engages with the town to build something that would be really far better than anything anyone has in the metro area.
I just want to quickly note something that I saw just this morning, that the Voices of Flower Mound, led by Ron Miller, will
Yes.
be going to Carnegie Hall. I think it's next February. Or
That is
something
awesome.
like
I heard
that.
about that.
So that's going to be something to see. How's the Riverwalk doing? Any business openings yet?
So talking about in the future, yes, there is progress going on, especially in the restaurant row, right along the river. So the buildings are being constructed. We have permits that have been filed. So and we also again we don't have control on it. We can only do what the Riverwalk the companies that are trying to come over there. So we've been told that yes, there are restaurants that have planned to come there, and the progress is being made. So hopefully in the very near future we'll be able to go there and eat.
Okay. Do you think the tower will ever be ready for occupancy?
One thing I know for sure, using the words of someone very wise, it's definitely not going to be in the past.
It definitely hasn't been done yet.
Yes.
Right.
I've actually talked to 3-4 people at least who have bought condos over there, and they're kind of concerned. But from what I hear is in the next 3, 4, 5 months,
3,
hoping
4,
that
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I mean, depending on how many fingers you have to kind of count.
Yeah. Let's move on to the preservation of the Cross Timbers Protection Area. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so that's an area. So there are 2 areas along the west side. One is the Cross Timbers Conservation District. One is the Cross Timbers Protection Area. So specifically the Cross Timbers Protection Area, my take has been to kind of protect it. And in the last couple of years, there have been at least one that proposal that has come up, which would have made us make changes to the protection area. I firmly believe we need to kind of protect it, and I voted accordingly for that.
Okay, I want to mention as we're closing up that your campaign website is www.engageourtown.org. And now, as we're wrapping up, is there anything else you'd like to add before we close?
Sure. To the residents of the Flower Mound, I request your vote during the upcoming May elections. As I get reelected on the Flower Mound Town Council, you can be sure that I'll continue to make the decisions that work best for the residents and the town.
I want to thank you for being here, Councilman Sharma, and good luck in the election.
Thank you very much, Bob.
And thank you for watching.